Right lads, welcome back to Typhoon Games. This is going to be my first FIFA 20 video. So today I'm just going to be showing you a really cheap team spaced around the Chinese league. Bit of the Serie A and also Brazilian gone into it as well. As you can see, I have 20k and I've only done the basic SBC so far. So I still have to do the hybrid leagues, nations, and league and nation hybrid. So I should have the coins to actually afford this team, even though the game isn't officially out for most people unless you have the EA access or whatever it's called. Yeah, so let me go straight into the team. This team works with the 4-3-3 formation and the 4-5-1. I can show you what it looks like in the 4-5-1 at the end, but starting off we have Pau Lopez, who's just all round a great goalkeeper, and you can see his stats there. I won't go through it. Each one you can just pause if you want to see the stats. But he comes in at 2.5k, which is really good. Next is Mariano for right backs. Actually, in the for Brazilian right backs, there's not much options, and Mariano seems to be the best one. So um, it's decent just going for him, and he comes in at around 1.5k. Then Miranda, um, he got downgraded, a massive downgrade, but we finally have like a decent centre back in the Chinese league, so he comes in at 3.5k, which is a bit expensive, but for kind of day one, it's actually very good. Then we have like an overpowered beast from a couple of years ago, so Juan Jesus, he still looks very good with the above 70 in the pace, defending, physical. So he comes in at around 850, which is very good. Next we have Kolarov. Great at free kicks, all around very good. Bit low on pace, so he won't like go up the wing too much, I guess. Maybe he can, but yeah, he's very good all around, and the stats are pretty good for him. He comes in at 2.5k. Then we have Talisca and Hamshik, so they both come in at 5k each, so they make up the bulk of the price. Talisca is actually a very good player. I used him last year. He had some sort of carnival or carnival card or whatever it was called. But yeah, it was very good. As you can see, the dribbling, shooting, passing on him is very good. And then Hamshik is just a great what would I call him? I guess a creative player with the dribbling and passing. So yeah, he should be very good going forward. And I think his shooting is decent enough as well. Like the finishing and stuff. Then we have Augusto, who kind of makes this team, I guess, happen really because he gives me the links. But he's not in there just for the links because he is a decent enough player with the above almost 70 in every stat besides the pace, which is not too bad for a centre mid. So he should be decent enough. And then we have Hulk, who got downgraded slightly in pace but retained the shooting and physical. As far as I know, I think he might have had more physical, but the shooting and physical is still amazing for an 80 rated player, and he comes in at about 4k, which is I think half the price what he was in FIFA 18. Then we have Carrasco, great pace, dribbling, shooting. That is the bargain player in this team. So he's only 2.5k, and you can pick that up. And there's players that have those kind of stats, like maybe like Martial or something, where God knows like 30k, could be more to be honest. But yeah, finally we have Arnautovic, all round beast. He is so strong, and yeah, he should be a great target man for you as well. I also have a couple of subs so you can fit them into your team. So Oscar you could put in for Augusto or Talisca. He's a bit weak on the ball, so he wouldn't be like that good. He is kind of a creative player, but the strength is um, a big hindrance for him. Um, then we have Bakambu, who's a decent enough player. Um, Actually, he's very decent. He has the pace, dribbling, and shooting, so he is an option to put up top if you want just flat out pace. To be honest, rather than the target man, you could do the balls in behind or whatever with Bakambu. Next we have Dalbert, so he's actually double the price of Kolarov, so he's around like 6k Dalbert. I think he might be extinct at the moment, but yeah, I don't think it's worth getting him just because he has a bit of pace. I think Kolarov is just better suited to that role, even though Dalbert might play a bit better in game, Kolarov he can do just far more things than just run, I suppose. Even though he can't run that fast, but yeah. Next is El Shaarawy, who's like I guess replacement for Carrasco, but he's not too expensive. El Shaarawy, he's only like 1.5, 2K. I believe 2K, but I'm not sure if he retained the 5-star skill moves. I think I can actually press this to check. So he does have the 5-star skill moves, which is fantastic. And so if you pretty much want skill, you can put him up there instead. You'd have to have a link to this centre mid here if you were going to put him in. So you'd have to have Oscar maybe in here to get the full chem. Next we have Dembele, who's just an all-around tank with the physical and dribbling. He can fit in this role here because he gets the link with Carrasco because of the Belgian. But yeah, I wouldn't sacrifice Hamsik, but if you could somehow fit, you could get the two Brazilian guys in, so Oscar, Talisca, and Dembele. But I feel like the lineup I have right here is the strongest. And then the player you kind of want to strive for then is Paulinho, who's 10k. So if you do have 40k, you could actually go ahead and buy Paulinho. And then if you have Paulinho in the team, that's kind of your best kind of CSL team you can actually um, make. So then from there, then you can just start grinding games with your 82 rated squad. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. If you want more teams like this, so you could recommend like a cheap EPL team or cheap Bundesliga, cheap anything. Or I could even try um, any league, to be honest. So yeah, let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed that. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.